Hey everybody. So, if you saw the short that I uploaded, then you know we had confirmation of great news. Cancer is gone. The biopsies all came back negative. And so, I am beyond grateful. Um, I know I kind of left everyone hanging after the surgery update. Um, the first day back from surgery was good, and then I think I must have still had like some of the anesthesia in me. Then things kind of started to get uncomfortable and I was down for the weekend. Then Monday morning, my surgeon said he would call as soon as he got any results. And so Monday morning, he called and told us the biopsies were all negative, and it had been building because we were basically told, everything's looking good. The biopsy should just confirm that. And then when they did, the relief was like it was a huge relief. But he then followed it up with some other news that it was like great relief and great news. And we're so grateful to then just like another hit that we have to process. And so I've been wanting to share the realities of all of this, and so I'm just going to kind of talk about what the last week really has been like since finding out we're cancer-free, because I am 100% grateful. I am thanking God. I am thanking my team, my body for doing what it needed to do to get rid of the cancer. But that first day, it was just, we got the news and it was great, but then we're trying to process this other news that the surgeon shared, which I'll get to in a minute. But I think my body went from fight mode, like when you're going through treatment, your body is just in like fight. I've got to get rid of the cancer, fight. And all of a sudden my brain it switched, and it went from like fight mode to slammed in the face with, this is our reality now. Like, I now have to take the time to process all of this trauma, everything that's gone on, this new normal that we're going to be living with for the rest of our lives, really. And it just got really overwhelming. So I took a break from social media in general. I obviously didn't share. It's been over a week since we got the news that the biopsies came back negative, and I couldn't. I've spent a lot of time in my head, too much time in my head. And each day has been different, really. Some days I'm good, other day, and like I'm just like, the cancer's gone, like it's gone. I just have to hope it doesn't come back. And then there's mornings that I still wake up just angry, and I don't want to be angry. I want to just be grateful. But you just feel this big, it's just still like what is our life now? Why? I still have all of these side effects. In my mind, I was like, when I'm cancer free, I'm going to feel great. And I just had surgery. I had stents in my nose that were starting to get really uncomfortable. My head was killing me. I still don't have really good saliva, so my mouth is just constantly dry and my teeth are hurting. My upper teeth from the congestion, from the surgery still. And then they say with dry mouth, your teeth can hurt. And so you hear cancer free and you just think, my body's going to be great. And it's not. You're still left with the realities of cancer. And some of the side effects, they say, may never go away. And obviously, I am left to process not having an eye because cancer took that from me. And so it's just, I think that's just the reality for cancer patients, cancer survivors. It's just a mixed bag of gratitude because like I said, I am so grateful. The cancer is gone. I get to stay with my baby girl and with Babe and be here for, God willing. And hopefully it won't come back. I did all of the radiation, I did everything to make the odds of recurrence lower. So hopefully it will not come back. But in trying to already process not having an eye, after the surgeon shared the biopsy results, he also said based on what he saw when we were in the surgery, he really doesn't feel like it would be the right move to close the hole in my eye. And in that instance, it was like forever. Like he said the skin is just too fragile, and it may always be too fragile. And the risk is higher than the reward would be. That it would be better to just keep the hole in my eye versus risking apparently a very extensive surgery. I assumed they could just, stitch it up, just stitch it closed. No. What he is saying we would have to do is basically a facelift. So he would have to cut all the way here, down my ear, and use this skin to lift my cheek so that he has skin to close it. So that's why they can't just stitch it closed, because it'll basically rip. Because if you see this skin here, it does move a little bit, but barely. It's not loose enough. And then here, there's no skin to pull down from the top. If you can see, it's just so thin, it doesn't move. Whereas if you look in this side, you've got all this skin, I've got, fat under there. It moves. There's skin that could be pulled down. Whereas here, there's really not. Like, there's a little movement, but, and you can feel the difference. It feels like paper over bone versus skin and other stuff over bone. And so just hearing that news that they may not be able to close the hole was just a gut punch. I feel like as I continue to go on, I would feel confident going out, like this without having to put a patch over my eye, as long as there wasn't a hole there. I have to patch basically to make sure the hole is covered so that nothing gets into the hole. And then I worry about risk of infection and just all kinds of stuff, But at the end of the day, I just want to be grateful. I don't want to be angry about the hole. I was never an angry person. I don't want to be angry. But like I said, some mornings I just wake up and I'm like, there's a hole in my face. I can't just walk out the door like I did every day for most of my life. I didn't put on a lot of makeup. I didn't do a lot to go out during the day. And now I just feel like I have to, maintain and patch and worry. And obviously have a lot of things I need to work through, and that is why therapy is also important, but that's just where we're at. Gratitude and all the other emotions together. Just, yeah, wanted to share the realities of where we are. Now that I've had more time to process and let my brain kind of catch up to my body, I'm doing better. We also went to the surgeon today and got the stents out. So that was an amazing relief and feeling. And now he is recommending that we do hyperbaric oxygen therapy. If anyone has ever done that, please let me know how it went for you. I am pretty claustrophobic. MRIs, I could do the surgery. I did a biopsy, surgical biopsy with no local anesthesia when they were doing the first biopsy while I was pregnant. I can do all that stuff. Got in my first MRI, immediately had basically, I guess, a panic attack and threw up. And it's taken me, I can now do the MRIs fine, but it's taken me 3 or 4 of them to get used to being able to just lay there. And I mean, radiation helped that too, because your face is just stuck. But if anyone has done hyperbaric oxygen therapy, please let me know how you liked it. Any tips for claustrophobia, any tips for while I'm in there. But basically, he is recommending hyperbaric oxygen in hopes that it actually will heal the hole, that the hole in the skin will just start to heal itself. And then if it doesn't do that, which, you know, I'm hopeful, but I'm also trying to be realistic. I don't know if that's going to be what happens. The other reason he's recommending it is that hopefully it will heal the skin enough to where surgery, maybe a different type of surgery, or I do not want to do the full facelift surgery. We are meeting with a plastics team to see if they have any other options or recommendations or opinions. But basically, the other hope is that the hyperbaric oxygen therapy will heal the skin enough to make some kind of closure possible without causing more risk than reward. Basically, he's been an amazing surgeon and I trust him. He's always said, basically, if you were my sister, yes, I would do this, or no, I wouldn't do this. And he said with the closure of the hole, if I was his sister, he would say, no, don't do it. Because of the risk, because he could close it, and because that skin's so thin, like, I mean, obviously you can see it's just a cavern behind the hole. Because the skin's so thin and fragile, it'll just rip and cause far more issues. So hopefully the hyperbaric oxygen will work. You know, I'm just going to pray that it closes. With God, all things are possible. I'm going to pray the hole closes on its own with the hyperbaric oxygen therapy, and we're good to go. And that'll be great. I will learn to adjust to this life, and it's going to be so different than the life I had pictured. You know, constant, not fear of recurrence. I'm going to really try hard not to let that fear overwhelm me and just live. But your brain can just make it really hard sometimes. So, yeah. Cancer and mental health I always thought I had pretty solid mental health until I was diagnosed with cancer. And maybe it wasn't as solid as I ever knew, but it's definitely been put through the ringer with this. Trauma does a number on your body and your brain. So this is just I waited to do this so that I didn't just ramble, and I feel like I've just rambled, but at least it wasn't an angry, just snot-nosed ramble and somewhat more coherent thoughts. But that's where we're at. We are cancer-free. We are trying to slowly process without our brain overwhelming us, and just trying to get on with living life. Yep. Baby girl's doing great. We then also had the oncologist basically as the final confirmation of biopsies are clear, cancer-free, and she was awake when we had that. It was a telehealth visit, and we were here at the house, and we are a no-screen, she's a no-screen baby who loves screens. It's the craziest thing. I mean, she just knows where a phone is in the room. Child, no. But she got to be on the screen when the doctor was there, and she was just so happy. And so hearing from him and watching her and being there with her was just a moment of just happiness and gratitude and amazing, amazing news. Because at the end of the day, cancer's gone. All the other crap that I'm trying to still deal with, I have time to deal with. And we'll get there. So, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.